What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, I'm bringing you guys the long-awaited Gear 4 treasure map preparation video. So in this video, we are going to be going through the new treasure map Gear 4 character. We're going to be going through each of the 5 stages, including the boss Gear 4, and we'll be going also through the most optimal teams that you guys should be aiming to build for against this current treasure map. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. So first of all, let's go ahead and break down the brand new treasure map Gear 4 character. So this is the character that everyone is going to be trying to grind for, get the copies for, and try and max limit break the character for. So here we have Monkey D. Luffy, Gear 4, God's natural enemy. So obviously he is a 5-star character, and he is a quick, free spirit, powerhouse type character. So it is a little bit strange to see Luffy with these specific classes combination together. But still, it's actually pretty good. So he can be put on quick teams, free spirit teams, or powerhouse related teams. And he's really good for those teams in particular. He has 60 cost like all other treasure map units, and he also has 5 socket spots when you max limit break him. At max level, at level 99 with max limit break, he gets 3,874 HP, his attack goes up to 1648, and he gets 277 recovery. So he goes up to 1,848 attack with max candy, which is pretty goddamn decent for a free-to-play character. But now let's talk about his captain ability. So, not a lot of people really use this guy as a captain, but if you do use him as a captain, he will go ahead and boost both Free Spirit and Powerhouse characters' attack by 2 times after you hit 2 perfects. So, for the first 2 perfects, you actually don't get any attack boost whatsoever. But then you'll get 2 times attack after you hit 2 perfects, and then he will boost those characters' attacks by 4 times after you hit 4 perfects, and then he will also reduce all damage taken by 4%. So overall, it's actually not a terrible captain ability. Boosting both Free Spirit and Powerhouse is actually really nice. Both of those classes are extremely powerful, and also the fact that your first 2 attacks get no boost, the 3rd and 4th attack will have 2 times attack, and then the last 2 hits of your attacking chain, as long as you are hitting perfects, you will get a 4 times attack for those last 2 hits. So overall, you're not really getting a ton of damage, but it's not too bad. You can definitely find uses for him as a captain. Also, one thing to note, that you will only get this specific captain ability when you get him to his maximum limit break. Along the way, he will get captain ability upgrades. However, when you max limit break him, this is what his final captain ability will be. Let's talk about his special ability, which will start at an initial 37 turns. You have to get 7 skill ups on him to get him down to 30 turns, and then when you limit break him, he will go all the way down to a 15 turn cooldown. And what it does, it will go ahead and randomize all your crew slots, including block orbs, so you can randomize all your orbs away, including those block orbs, which is very nice. He changes his own orb into quick, gives himself a matching orb. Then he will also deal 300 times his attack in non-type damage to one single enemy. So if we go ahead and multiply 300 multiplied by his max attack, which is 1848, he will deal 554,000 damage to one enemy with his special ability. However, he just doesn't do that. He will go ahead and boost every single unit's color affinity by 1.75 times for 1 turn. So this is, I think, the very first rainbow color affinity unit in the entire game, and this is what makes this guy so powerful, is that you can just chuck him on any single team and he will multiply your damage so much, giving you so much extra damage. And also just the fact that his special ability will just do a ton of damage to the enemy as well, so you're getting a lot of damage output just with the special, and also adding more damage overall in your attacking turn. So yeah, Gear 4 is a must max unit, enables you to deal a lot of damage to the enemy, and you can put him, as I mentioned, on a lot of different teams, utilizing quick, free spirit, and powerhouse. He's a great unit overall. So now that we've talked about Gear 4, let's actually discuss each of the boss stages that you have to go through in order to actually reach the Gear 4 final boss stage. The first one here is going to be against Franky. Franky is a Psy unit, and he will have 220,000 HP at treasure map navigation level 1. Now, unfortunately, I have looked so far and wide to try and find the actual statistical increases of Franky's HP and attack value, and unfortunately the only character that I have this information for is the actual boss Gear 4, which I guess is the most important one. However, I don't have that information right now, so unfortunately I can't really show you guys what that is. If I do end up finding it out, I'll make sure to put it in the comment section down below as a pinned comment so you guys can see that. but let's go through what he does. This Franky here with a preemptive attack will go ahead and bind one non-captain character for 5 turns, meaning that if you do still have maximum sockets for your bind resistance, you will still be binded for at least 2 turns. So bringing someone that can unbind your characters, that is going to be the most optimal way to get around this. And when we get to the final teams, I'll tell you guys some different characters that you can use for this specific fight. On top of this, every single turn that he stays alive, he will continuously bind a non-captain character for 5 turns. So you really have to take him down as quick as you possibly can. Otherwise, you're just going to be kept getting binded on your crew, and you're eventually just going to lose. However, if you get Franky below 20% HP, he's going to deal 12,000 damage to your crew, and everyone on your crew will be paralyzed for 15 turns. So yeah, definitely don't get him below 20%, but you are fine with any other health threshold. But ideally what you want to do is bring someone that can remove bind, or at least 2 characters that can remove bind in case if one character gets binded, and then you can go ahead and burst him, try and kill him in 1 turn. If you guys are really struggling with this, I would ideally suggest to try and take him down first, as take him down in the mid-map so that he'll have less HP and he'll be much easier to take down. The next boss that we're going to be discussing is going to be against Nico Robin. Robin is a Psy unit again like Franky, and this time she has 140,000 HP and her attack value is 2,800. As I mentioned before, unfortunately I don't have the actual statistical increases with each increase of your navigation level, unfortunately, but she's very simple. She has a couple of mobs around her as well, and she has a preemptive attack that will apply a 1-hit int orb barrier. So you have to hit her with an int orb before the barrier will actually break, and she has that barrier for 2 turns, and she also has a 99 turn debuff protector. So ideally, like, there's literally one unit that helps significantly with this specific fight, and that is Treasure Map Whitebeard. If you guys have him, which you guys should have, Treasure Map Whitebeard, a very easily accessible free-to-play character. His special ability alone will kill the mobs. He gives himself an int orb, so you can go ahead and use that int orb to break through the barrier of Nico Robin. And also the fact that when you activate the special, because Robin has a barrier, and also because she has a debuff protector, you get the 2.25 attack boost for Whitebeard himself, and you get the 2 times orb boost. So yeah, Treasure Map Whitebeard just absolutely obliterates this Nico Robin stage. Moving on now, let's discuss the next boss, which is going to be against Usopp. Usopp is a Dex character, and he has 168,000 health at Navigation level 1, and also has 4,200 attack at Navigation level 1. He doesn't actually have a preemptive attack, so make sure that your specials are ready by the time you reach that final room, so you can go ahead and use your specials against him. However, every single turn, what he'll do is he'll go ahead and change all your crew's orbs into non-matching or negative orbs. So bringing someone that can change those specific orbs that you get into positive is going to be very good. And once we get to the team compositions at the end, I'll give you guys some characters that can actually, get around this very easily. But also, do not get Usopp below 50%, because if you do, he will go ahead and despair both of your captains for 10 turns. So yeah, just don't get him below 50, and what you can do is get him close to 50 and then burst from there, depending on what treasure map level or navigation level you are at, because he might have a lot of health. But considering he only starts at 168,000, he's not going to have that much health or scale up that much overall. And overall, because of the fact that he gives you non-matching orbs, and there are a decent amount of characters that can change those into matching, Usopp is going to be one of the easier bosses to take down. The last miniature boss that we're going to be discussing is going to be against Zoro. Zoro is a Dex character, and he starts off at 600,000 HP, and he will also have 2,500 attack, all at navigation level 1. So you're just straight away just looking at his base stat of 600,000 HP. He will scale up very quickly and get a lot of health very quickly. So a lot of people are suggesting that you should try and take this guy down wherever possible, because at the more difficult treasure map navigation level, he's going to have a lot of health, and dealing a lot of damage to him in a single turn is going to be quite hard to do. However, moving on, his preemptive attack will go ahead and change all of your crew's orbs into recovery, tandem, and G orbs. He will also apply a 2-turn damage reduction. If you guys don't know what the damage reduction buff looks like, that is the rainbow shield. So he'll put up a 2-turn rainbow shield damage reduction. He also boosts his own attack by 1.5 times, meaning at level 1 he'll have 3750 attack. And he'll also have a 5-turn delay protector, so you can still reduce defense or poison him or whatever like that. And also after 4 turns, he will do his special ability, which does 3750 damage, and then he'll also do his attack as well, so you have to be careful about that. But he doesn't do anything else under any health threshold. Just after that 4th turn, he does like extra amount of damage to your crew. And so what I would suggest here is to bring someone that can remove or change recovery, tandem, and G-orbs into your matching orbs. So straight away, a character that comes to mind is Raid Kuma. He's going to be very, very good for this if you guys don't have some of the other characters that are boosted. So, you don't obviously have to run a full team of boosted characters. You just have to have units that can actually beat the content overall. But that is the breakdown of all of the miniature bosses. But now let's talk about the main boss against Gear 4 Luffy. So now we're going to be talking about the final stage against Luffy, and on stage 4, you'll have to fight the unevolved version of the Gear 4 Luffy. Now this Luffy has approximately 500,000 HP, it's between 450 to 500,000 HP on navigation level 1, and we actually know his attack value increase, so he will start off at 3990 attack, and he gains 245 attack per navigation level. His preemptive attack will change all your crew slots into either empty or recovery. So bringing someone that can transform those into positive is going to help out a lot. And one character straight away that comes to mind is going to be the treasure map trusty character, the Int Kimono Uroge. He actually changes empty and recovery into positive orbs, gives himself damage reduction for your crew, because what will happen is when you kill Luffy, he will deal death damage to your crew depending on what his attack value is. So having Uroge changes your orbs into positive, gives you a damage reduction, therefore when you actually take Luffy down, you will go ahead and have the damage reduction to tank the death hit a lot better. So the Kimono Int Uroge is highly recommended for the stage 4 against Luffy. And now we've made it to the final stage against Gear 4 Luffy on stage 5. Gear 4 Luffy obviously is a quick character, and he starts off at navigation level 1 with 900,000 HP, and he gains an additional 126,000 per navigation level, and his attack value starts off initially at 4200 and gains 294 per navigation level. So with these stats in mind, you can actually calculate how much health or how much attack power this Gear 4 Luffy has depending on your navigation level, so you can calculate that. He actually has a preemptive attack that will negate all damage for 1 turn. So he puts up that, I think it's like the brown or the red shield, where he will take no damage for a single turn. On top of this, you got to look here on the image where there's actually some mob characters around Luffy as well. There are some dugongs here, so you will have to deal with them alongside dealing with Luffy as well. So this stage can be quite tricky for some people, especially because after the 3rd turn of attacks, Luffy will blow away your friend captain. And if he blows away your friend captain, you essentially lose at that point, and there's not much you can really do. You'll have to gem to revive to get your captain back. So ideally you want to kill him before the end of that 3rd turn. Also below 30% HP, Luffy will blow away 2 of your crewmates. So once again, do not get him below 30%. Do not make sure that he's alive after that 3rd turn. He also has an interrupt, so whenever you activate a special ability that will recover your own health, he will go ahead and change all of your crew's slots into block and also cut your crew's health by 80%. So there is a really good ideal team that I'm going to suggest to you guys that will be able to beat Luffy very easily and very, very quick. So now that we've broken down what each of these stages do, let's go ahead and move on now so we can discuss the optimal team compositions that you guys should be aiming for in order to take on the brand new Gear 4 treasure map. So the first team that we're going to be discussing is going to be versus the mid-map bosses. Now obviously, this is not a very free-to-play team, and I understand that. However, in the mid-map teams, you just literally run your highest point boosting teams against the boss, and that's literally all you do. The mid-map bosses are very, very easy to take down, so you can literally run like anything and you should have no problems taking it down. But if you have, like, hypothetically, all of the units in the game, this is the best possible team you can make, getting a 24.3 times multiplier. Personally, myself, I can't make this team, but still, that's a very, very powerful team, allowing you to get 24 times multiplier. Like, that'll enable you to get to the 1 million threshold very, very easily. And yeah, it's very simple, just run your best point boosters that you have on a team against the mid-map bosses. The next team that we're going to have a look at is going to be against the Franky boss. Now, if we recap what Franky did, he will go ahead and bind a unit on your crew for 5 turns. So with this specific team here, we're utilizing a driven-based team with 6+ Bato as your captain. And with this specific team, when you have limited Rare Recruit Kobe, and you also have Rare Recruit Pika on the squad, both of those units will reduce bind duration on your crew. So no matter which unit gets binded on your crew, you will be able to fully unlock your entire crew, and then you can go ahead and get a full board of G orbs with Pika, and then you can get a 1.75 times type boost with Kobe. You get also a 20% health cut with Pika, a 10% health cut with Zoro, and also you have Bato for an orb boost as well. He does an orb and a type boost, but Kobe's type boost is a little bit better. But for people that are wanting to run more free-to-play units, a unit that I would highly suggest to you guys is 5+ Robin. 5+ Robin is a trusty character. She gives 1.3 times extra, 1.35 times extra points, and her special ability removes Bind, Despair, and I think Paralysis by 3 turns in your entire crew. So ideally what you want to do is bring Robin as a sub, or even as a captain, depending on what type of team you're going to be running, and you can use her to unbind the units on your crew. The next team that we're going to be talking about is going to be against Usopp. So with the Usopp stage, if we recap what he does, after every single turn he will change all your orbs into negative orbs. So with this specific team here, we're going to be using the Neo Colosseum Killer, who will change Strength, Dex, and Quick orbs into matching orbs for our slashers and striker characters. So with this specific team here, we will guarantee to get a full board of matching orbs because everyone on our crew is Strength, Dex, and Quick. So with the negative orbs turning into positive orbs, you get a full board of orbs. You have the 2 Captain Mihawks, so you get a lot of damage output with the double Mihawk. Then you've got 6+ Zoro as a sub. He gives you a 1.75 type boost as a sub. You've also got 5+ Brook in there, just kind of as a filler unit. Also, Fortnite Apu is a filler unit on this team as well. But if you guys don't have Zoro, everyone else is free to play on this specific team. If you guys don't have Zoro, you just run any other type boosting character that you have for your slasher teams. It doesn't have to be a trusty character. Remember, as long as you have characters that will enable you to beat the content, that is ideally what you need to do. But running some trusty characters are ideal as well. But if you can't run 6+ Zoro, if you don't have him, then it's fine. Just run any other slasher type booster, and you're not going to have any issues taking down Usopp. The next team we're going to be discussing is going to be against Nico Robin. Now remember, with Nico Robin, this is the team where utilizing your treasure map Whitebeard is going to be super easy in taking down this specific stage. Now ideally what I would suggest is run 2 Whitebeards as the captains, as what you can do is you can have 1 Whitebeard with a matching orb allowed to break the barrier, and then you can have another Whitebeard doing a lot of other damage to the Robin as well. But remember, with Whitebeard as your captain, you need to make sure that you have a low HP threshold. Otherwise, you won't get his maximum attack multiplier when he's a captain. So running someone like the treasure map Rare Recruit Gladius from the Cavendish treasure map, he's very useful because he reduces your crew's health by 80%, and he's also a trusty character, a 1.35 booster. So what I would suggest is, if you have that character, which some people should have if they did pull on that Sugo Fest, most likely people have that character, run him with your Whitebeard, enables you to beat it a little bit easier. If you don't have that Gladius, what you can do is run a Powerhouse related team or a Striker related team with Whitebeard as a sub, and that can still work as well. But ideally what you can do here is with double Whitebeard, it's a little bit easier, and if you don't have the Gladius, you can potentially run another non-boosted or non-trusty character that is an HP reducer. That can also help, because you do need some sort of way to get down to a low HP threshold to maintain that really high attack multiplier. The last miniature boss team that we're going to be talking about is going to be against the Roronoa Zoro. So with this team, I highly suggest running a driven based team, as utilizing the Rare Recruit Size Sugar is vital for clearing this stage a lot easier. If you guys go back to Zoro's preemptive attack, he changes all your crew's orbs into Recovery, Tandem, and G orbs. When you activate the special ability of the Size Sugar, she changes Recovery, Tandem, and G into matching orbs, as well as giving you a 3-turn 1.75 times orb boost to Driven team. Now, another unit that's very useful as well is the Strength Rare Recruit Treble, as he will go ahead and remove the Rainbow Shield damage reduction that Zoro also puts on his side of the field. So with Sugar and Treble together, you can remove all the debuffs and get a full board of matching orbs, as well as an orb boost with this team, and a 2x type boost. But then you just have to run a captain. So ideally what you can do is you can run a double treasure map Cavendish team if you guys don't have Doflamingo, because I know a lot of people don't have Doflamingo. So if you have Cavendish, which a lot of people should have, you can run the double Cavendish as a captain with Sugar as a sub, and that gives you your 3 Psy units to do lots of damage against Zoro. Now if you guys don't have you know, this size sugar, what you can do is run Raid Kuma, and another unit that's pretty useful as well is the Strength Rare Recruit Chopper, the time skip one. He will remove Rainbow Shield. Another unit that's good is Int Rare Recruit Perona, Quick Rare Recruit Diamante, Limited Rare Recruit Leo, and obviously like this Strength Rare Recruit Treble. All of those characters that I just discussed there, all of those units are very useful because they remove Rainbow Shield damage reduction. So if you have any of those units, the Strength Rare Recruit Time Skip Chopper, Int Rare Recruit Perona, Quick Rare Recruit Diamante, Limited Rare Recruit Leo, or Strength Rare Recruit Treble, all of those units are very useful for removing that shield, and then having someone like, as I mentioned, Raid Kuma, allowing you to get all those orbs into matching, and a 1.75 orb boost being a strength unit as well helps a lot in taking down this Zoro boss. And now we get to discussing the Gear 4 final boss team. So the suggested team that I would highly recommend, and is probably the best team to go against it in very, very high levels of navigation level, is a double version 2 Rayleigh team, utilizing the 2-point booster characters Vivi and Uroge, along with 6+ lore, and also with the new rare recruit Senor Pink. So the way that this team works is, if you guys go back to the preemptive attack of Luffy, he puts up a 1-turn damage nullification shield, the red or the brown shield, and with the new Senor Pink, he will remove that 1 turn of full damage reduction. So the new Senor Pink is very, very useful for that, and that's why the Driven team with Doflamingo isn't really actually recommended against Luffy, as you can't utilize that Senor Pink, who's very, very useful against Gear 4. You have Lore here because he obviously gives you a very substantial orb boost in comparison to Uroge, and also in comparison to Rayleigh as well. Now, what happens is, if you guys remember the actual interrupt ability of Gear 4, whenever you activate an ability that heals your health, he cuts your health by 80% and gives you all block orbs. So what you want to do here is activate your Lore first, so you get a really big orb boost, then activate your Vivi so that her orb boost isn't activated, instead you've got the Lore boost, but Vivi actually recovers a little bit of your health. So he'll cut your health down to 80%, which is really good for Rayleigh. You want to be under 30%. And then, with all of your orbs transformed into block orbs, Rayleigh's special ability will change them into matching. You get 95% damage reduction, you get an orb boost, you get the chain lock, you get the orb manipulation, so you get a full board of orbs, chaining those block into matching, and you can do a lot of damage. So that's the whole way that this team works, and obviously you got Uroge there for the stage 4 against the stage 4 Luffy. So as you can see, this team runs exceptionally well for taking on the Gear 4 treasure map. However, a lot of people are not going to have Rayleigh, obviously, V2 Rayleigh available to actually use. So you can run another different Rainbow Captain, such as like a 5+ Luffy, who is a boosted character as well. He actually is the same boosted level as what Rayleigh is, so you can do that if you do want to as well. Or you can run a non-boosted Rainbow Captain, that will also work. But utilizing a friend V2 Rayleigh, and then having Vivi, Uroge on your team, Senor Pink on your team. So the really replaceable ones are going to be the Rayleigh and the Lore. The other 3 I would kind of keep on your team. So yeah, I'd suggest running like a Rainbow Captain, and then you can switch out Lore for anything else, whether it be another attack booster or an orb booster or anything like the sort. So that is going to conclude my video, guys. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to smack the like button down below. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.